Problem 5-34. Lacey and Richens each have their own personal function machines. Lacey's machine, function L of x, squares the input and then subtracts 1. Richens' function machine, R of x, adds 2 to the input and then multiplies the result by 3. It says write equations that represent the function L of x and R of x. So let's do that over here. So for our function for Lacey, it says that her machine squares the input and then subtracts 1. So we're looking at our input is x, so we're going to square it and then subtract 1. For Richens, it says that it's going to add 2 to the input and then it's going to multiply the result by 3. So for his, we're going to say our function r of x is equal to, we're going to add 2 to the input and then multiply it by 3. So add 2 to the input, and then whatever we get from there, we're going to multiply it by 3. So we've got our two functions written right here. Lacey and Richens decide to connect their two machines so that Lacey's output becomes Richens' input. If 3 is the initial input, what is the eventual output? That means if we take 3 and we plug it into the machine here, we take that output and it falls into Richens' machine there, they want to know what is the final output going to be. So to do that, we're going to have to plug in our 3 into this function first. So let's do that over here. We're going to say the function L of 3 is equal to 3 squared minus 1. So we're going to end up with, when we plug in 3, that'd be 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. So we'll get 8 here, and that's going to fall into his function machine here. So we're going to do the function r of 8 should equal, well, let's take it and plug it in. 3 times 8 plus 2. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 times 3 is going to be 30. So the original value we plugged in was 3. The final output we got there would have been 30. So it says, what is the eventual output? We would say 30. Letter C says, what if the order of the machines was changed? Would it change the output? Justify your answer. Well, let's flip our machines around. Let's do our function for Richens first, and then do Lacey's afterward. So let's say R of, now we're going to plug in 3. So we're going to say 3 times the quantity of 3 plus 2. Well, 3 plus 2 is 5, times 3 is 15. So when we plug it into this machine first and then go into this machine, we're going to have 15, and then we're going to have 15 squared minus 1. 15 squared is 225, minus 1 would be 224. So was the order of the machine, if it was changed here, would it change the output? Yes, it would change the output. So yes, the output would change if the order of the machines changed. This is problem 5-34. We have letter A, B, answers here, and then C, we looked at right here. I'll actually mark that as C. All right, this is Mr. Boyd. If you have further questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Hope this helps you out. Have a good day.